All right, good morning. It's good to see everybody. It's Mr. Garza coming at you from my home out in the woodlands. And as I promised, I was going to go over some of the communication styles. And the communication style that I wanted to highlight in this one is going to be the aggressive communication style. And the thing with the aggressive communication style is it can be damaging not only to you, but the person that you're communicating with. So what I want to do is I'm going to present to you a few scenarios that maybe you've encountered. Maybe you've encountered them this week, or maybe last month, or at some point in your time, you've encountered this. And I'm going to show you an aggressive response. See if you can relate to that. See if that's happened to you. And then at the end, I want you to think about how it affected you. Okay? So, the first scenario we're going to go over, I'm going to have my assistant here help me out. And again, just see if you can relate to it. And when I respond, I want you to, hopefully you can hear my voice and you can kind of see how I react. Okay? So let's go with the first scenario. All right?
Joseph, I need you to get up and throw out the trash.
Man, I don't feel like taking out the trash. Man, I just started laying down. Dang. Okay, that's one of the first ones. That's, say you're at home. You know, nobody likes to do chores, but it's part of the process, and sometimes you got to give a hand. So that was the first scenario maybe you've heard. So now let's go into the second one maybe you've heard at school before.
Joseph, where is your ID? You know you need your ID when you're in the hallway.
Man, I ain't got no ID. I left it at home. Man, principal's always policing around here. Dang. All right, so maybe you've been presented with that type of scenario. So then let's go ahead and go into the third one. Or if you have a significant other, maybe you've been presented with this one.
I've been calling and texting you all night. Where have you been?
Man, always worrying about where I'm at. Dang. Why are you always so worried? I'll call you when I get a chance. I've been busy. Shoot. Okay, so that's three scenarios, and in each scenario I responded aggressively. And I just, hopefully you were able to see it in my voice, and I'm sorry, hear it in my voice, and then see it in some of my mannerisms. Now, what are some of the strengths that come with aggressive communication? There may be times in your life when an aggressive type of communication is needed, but ordinarily it's not needed. All you're doing is you're putting yourself out there, um, to be confronted with somebody else, and you're also putting yourself out there for other consequences. So if we think about the first scenario, where you're at home, maybe you're tired, you didn't get a chance to take the trash out, mom comes in and asks you to take the trash out, well, the response you gave her, how is that going to work for you? You know, is she going to say, well, okay, just do it when you get a chance? Most likely not. She's more than likely going to come at you louder and more aggressive. And when that occurs, you know, who's going to pay the price? You know, you are for sure. And then maybe you're going to make her life harder by keep upping and upping and upping and upping until, you know, who knows, maybe y'all reach the point where you've left home because things have gotten so bad. But it comes down to how you're communicating with her. And so if you're aggressive and she's going to be aggressive, where does it stop? You know, and that's with anything. Where does the aggression stop? And that's the problem with the aggressive style of communication. So in the other scenario, when, let's say you're at school and let's say you genuinely forgot your ID, that sometimes happens. But in how you respond to that, you know, that can have big consequences for you. Even, let's say you did forget your ID. But when you respond aggressively, you're being aggressive, you're trespassing, you're being disrespectful to the administrator, who they're just trying to keep the school safe. And all you're doing is you're again, you're upping the intensity, you're upping the aggression, the anger. Well, the administrator is going to do their job, and then again, where does it stop? It just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. So you can kind of see the pattern of what the aggressive style of communication can do for you, and almost all of the time it's not good. Okay? And then in the third scenario that you were presented with, it was, let's say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and, maybe they were worried, or maybe they were afraid you were out doing the wrong thing. Regardless, whenever you were confronted, you responded like, why are you worried about me? Maybe they're worried about you because they love you, or who knows. But the fact of the matter is, how you responded, again, you're responding aggressively and angrily, and what's going to happen with that? Again, someone's going to come at you aggressive and angry, and then what are you going to do? You're going to up it and up it and up it until you either are going to kill each other or you've damaged that relationship. So the thing with the aggressive style of communication is almost always you're going to pay the price for it. So think about some of the scenarios that you've been in, whether it be at home, whether it be at school, with your peers, with the people you love. Aggressive style rarely gets what you need. Okay? It almost always causes problems. It's disrespectful, and 9 times out of 10 is not going to help you. So think about the aggressive style. Think about some of the times that you've been placed in that situation where you've responded aggressively, or maybe you've been confronted with an aggressive style of communication. How did you feel whenever someone came at you aggressively? Probably not good. So think about that, and think about ways how you can better communicate in those type of situations and those type of scenarios. And I'm going to present to you some other ways that you can respond and almost always get what you want. But number one is aggressive, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to get what you want. You're going to cause problems, you're going to cause confrontations, and it's going to be unpleasant for you and anybody that you're around. So think about that. So in our next lesson, we're going to go over a passive style. I've just presented you with an aggressive style of communication, so we still have 2 others to talk about, and that's going to be assertive and passive. So in our next session, I'm going to go over the passive type of communication, which again, it can also have consequences that aren't so good for you. So hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can relate, and most importantly, I hope you can take this information and apply it to your life, and hopefully start thinking about the way you communicate, and then hopefully, once you've applied it, it will help you in your day-to-day communication. All right? So hope to see you guys soon, and be ready for the next video. All right? Take care.